Greetings Guardians, Ryan right here, aka True Vanguard, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Shadow of Veil's sniper rifle. And you can get this by rolling a Judgment's Chance with Varix, the vendor, or potentially by purchasing it from him if he has it in his inventory for that week. Now this sniper rifle is a high impact and relatively good rate of fire archetype, which matches up with the LDR and the longbow synthesis with its base stat values. It's actually one of the only two sniper rifles that fits that archetype that came with the House of Wolves DLC, the other one being her Benevolence. Both are acquired through the Prison of Elders. So let's take a quick look at the base stats and abilities on this weapon. You'll find that it has the short gaze SLH-10 sight on it, which is by far the best option for PvP, and that's what this review is geared towards, mainly PvP. Now the short gaze does have some added aim assist, which is nice, and then you'll have this skill called Replenish, which is strange. Now look, I have no ammo in my sniper rifle at this time, but I activate my super, and when I finish activating my super, there's a full magazine of ammo waiting for me. So it doesn't proc often, but when it does come in handy. But overall, it's a pretty poor skill to have in that slot, and kind of a waste of a skill. I tend to roll with Perfect Balance or Extended Mag. If you do roll with Extended Mag, then you're going to get more ammo from the Replenish ability. And unfortunately, the last skill is just a random Fallen related skill that will have no effect on PvP whatsoever. So in terms of the skills and abilities on this weapon, they're really not PvP oriented. They don't really affect PvP a whole lot. Unfortunately, the thing is with this weapon, you can't re-roll it as opposed to her Benevolence, which you can. So you can't really tailor make this to have things like Hidden Hand or Unflinching or Double Down or Snapshot. So there's a lot of really solid skills you would want on a sniper rifle that you can't get with this weapon, which is a bit of a bummer. But if you don't have her Benevolence and you missed out on things like the LDR or the longbow synthesis in the previous DLC, then this could be a good alternative for you. And frankly, the base stat values on this gun are what makes it a pretty good competitive weapon in PvP. So regardless of the fact that the perks on the weapon don't really play to PvP, the gun itself does have a decently high aim assist value on it vanilla, which does make it overall pretty effective in PvP. Now the thing that is quite possibly one of the biggest strengths of this weapon is its impact, which does make it so that you can one-shot a shielded opponent if you manage to land a headshot. So this makes it very applicable in the Trials of Osiris, because in the Trials of Osiris, revives are such a huge factor to winning games and could be the difference between winning and losing an entire match. So the ability to shoot off a revive like that is very, very helpful. So I actually roll with this weapon occasionally in the Trials of Osiris. I don't choose it over my LDR, I don't choose it over my longbow synthesis, but I do use it just for kicks and giggles and just for fun when I've got my flawless runs out of the way and we're just enjoying the playlist. So the ability to one-shot off a revive makes it a good choice for Trials of Osiris. So I would endorse it in that sense. I would take it over a Praetus Revenge. I would take it over a low-grade Humility in the Trials of Osiris just because of its archetype, which makes it a good contender. Now, not only can it one-shot an enemy off of a revive, but it can also one-shot an enemy off of a self-res, which is also a big deal. So in times like this where you'll kill a Sunsinger, and then they decide to go ahead and activate their self-res, what you can do is get the headshot. If you time it right off the revive, they don't have time to react, they don't have time to do anything with their super, and it makes it a bit of a waste of a super on their part, and you shut down an enemy super, which can be a game changer sometimes. So a well-timed headshot on a self-reviving Warlock can put him down in one shot, which is also a big deal in the Trials of Osiris since so many Warlocks run the Sunsinger with self-res abilities. Now, like I said, the weapon does have a good base stat value for its aim assist, and the short gaze scope adds to that. And now it might not feel like a huge deal, but every now and then you're going to sense the difference in instances like this where I'm getting a jumping headshot and I might not have been able to pull that off if I didn't have the aim assist values that this weapon has. If it was a low aim assist sniper rifle, that shot would have been much more difficult to pull off. So every now and then it could potentially save your life. So these are the reasons that I really like this weapon. It feels good, it handles well. The upsides to it are obviously the aim assist values, the base archetype of the weapon with the high impact, the ability to one-shot off a revive or a self-revive. But the downsides are that you can't re-roll this weapon. So you do have some strange abilities on the gun that don't really play well with PvP. Replenish will proc every now and then, but having a different ability like Hidden Hand, which procs absolutely every time you sight in with the weapon, is much better than having a skill that procs once or twice a match at best when you activate your super and you happen to have no ammo in your magazine. So overall, would I recommend this sniper rifle in PvP? Yeah, I would recommend that you do it. But I would never recommend that you use it over Her Benevolence. This is more like a placeholder for when you finally get your hands on Her Benevolence if you haven't been able to get one out of a chest yet. This doesn't match up to Her Benevolence just because Her Benevolence just has so many options for ways that you can tailor make it for specific scenarios. And this weapon is just, you get what you get with it. You get pretty much just a base archetype that's effective and nothing more than that. But that base archetype is very effective, and the aim assist values are pretty good, so you can have a lot of success rolling with this weapon, and I personally have. So hopefully this has been helpful. Hopefully now you know what to expect when you get your hands on this sniper rifle. And thanks for stopping by, guys. Really appreciate it. Again, this has been True Vanguard with Planet Destiny. Have a good one.